In this episode, I'll be building a robot Ned Kelly. Well, who's Ned Kelly? Well, he's kind of like Jesse James. He's a Australian outlaw, famous icon figure. All this kind of armour that's in the Australian Museum. So I've resized it, and what I'm doing here is just building the head out of milliput. This was actually kind of a blacksmith-made helmet to protect him against bullet fire when there's a showdown against the police. This is on Roboland, my channel where I make retro-style robots. So also using milliput to make the armour. I had a little trick here where I built the armour over top of some foam, and then when it dried I picked it away, so it kind of left a shell of the armour. Kind of a cool sort of wrought iron look. Just making a base here out of foam using my wire cutter, and then just a very simple frame using wire and a piece of dowel just to form the basis of the body of Ned Kelly, like that. And here we can see I've got the hollowed out armour and glued that together with the armatures as well, also made from wire. And the legs themselves, I thought, well, I want it kind of like a iron beam, so punched holes in it and glued on a whole lot of these cogs that I got as part of a jewellery pack through the internet. And just putting them together here to this would be the running gear, actually, with gears, literally, in this robot version of Ned Kelly from the 1880s, it would have been. So this is a little thing that I got from my brother-in-law. It's a station for soldering, and I used the copper wire and soldered together the bits of copper wire to form the 5 fingers. It's kind of malleable. I can reposition the fingers themselves. I had a bit of issues trying to get the solder to stick to the copper, but eventually I got there. And then for the fingers themselves, I just used these plastic beads and dripped them on top, and I quite like that, the way that you got the knuckles through using this form. A little bit tricky to get them on, but I did like that form. It's probably the best robot hand I've made so far, and I would use this in the future. I've got a few plans for different forms of robots. The channel is Retro Roboland, so I feel definitely should have a high proportion of robots being built, and expect more to come in this year. Just putting the glue on and the knuckles, and I airbrushed the whole of the body with an aluminium covering. Then you compressor on airbrush, and it makes a huge difference to my workflow. So it's kind of my big spend. And I used some oil washes, took the oil paint, allowed the linseed to drip away on cardboard, and then mixed it with mineral alcohol. Initially the base was quite red. I mean, Australia has red earth, but I made it too red for my liking. But I did start out with that. And here is I'm using different washes to get a range of earth effects on the base, and you can see the torso was rusted in the museum pics that I had, so I made it rusted as well. I like the contrast between shiny metal and rust on the breastplate. Now with the oil colours, I used a range of different colours on metal to try and pick up the different sheen that you get off metal. So I use blues and pinks and yellows, and they just have a different kind of look when I combine them on the metal, which is what I'm doing here. And I softened the look of the ground with a dark brown overlay and then a tan overlay, which got me close to the kind of look that I was after. And then I actually went through and painted individual rocks in different colours of brown, dark brown and tan. And the white ones really picking up the highlights. This took quite some time. I like the look at the end of it. touching up on the rust. Use a number of different techniques. Also dry brushed silver onto the metal parts just to give a little bit of highlight, catching the light. Just dusted it on with a makeup brush. Finished pics. Really enjoyed this build. It turned out pretty well in my view. Ned Kelly. Thanks for watching. There'll be other videos, so please hit subscribe, like. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.